Hey guys, Brandon Woolham, CCM Magazine, and today we are checking in with Nathan and Tenesha from Rock City Worship out of Columbus, Ohio. How we doing, guys and girl?
Good. How are you?
Great.
Thanks for
Great.
having us.
So before we get into the new
Yes,
project,
thank you.
this is probably a name that people are hearing for the first time, Rock City Worship. Give us the rundown, a little backstory on the group.
Yeah, so we are the worship expression from Rock City Church in Columbus, Ohio. Rock City Church started about 12 years ago now, actually. We're getting older. But yeah, we started about 12 years ago, and the sound that you hear on the records that you may or may not have listened to yet, I don't know, is just the expression and the overflow of the worship that's happening in our rooms. And so our Testify LP, which is the last record that we put out, that was really just a result of songs that had been rising up in our church. And we felt that the Lord had gifted our team with those songs, and we wanted the world to hear them, and we wanted to pull people in and bring people into what he was already doing in our spaces. And so that was really our desire behind that. And the response has been awesome. We've been so blown away at the Lord's faithfulness from that. But yeah, that's really our heart, is really just to be the overflow and expression of our local church. So
That's awesome. That 15-track Testify album that's out there now for people. It's been out a
yeah.
couple months now. Now that people have had that on their
Mhm.
playlist and in their cars for a bit, what's a song people that you hope are listening to very closely out of that?
Praise the Lord. Tanisha, tell us about Praise the Lord.
Yeah. Uh, praise the Lord. It's a great song, and I think our biggest hope when people listen to that song is that they're encouraged and they're reminded to praise the Lord, and that it's just not like something that we're singing, but we're commanded several times to praise the Lord. I would also have to say "Testify" is
Hmm.
a song that they should listen to, because I think if we've all been saved, then we've all experienced like being pulled from the miry pit, and so that is where just Testify also comes from. So yeah.
Is this a mix of live recordings and studio recordings, or was it all just a live recording?
It's all live. It's all live.
Yep.
So I mean, we did a couple of spot overdubs. But yeah, it was a live, completely live recording. So
And if people are listening to this and their church has a worship team, this is something they can bring these songs into their church pretty easily too, right?
oh yeah, man. We've got multitracks.com. All the resources are available there. Loop community resources are available there. We're already seeing, churches in our area start to do songs. Testify and Praise the Lord are two big ones that we see a lot lately. They go off. Like as at the risk of sounding a little bit biased, because there are songs, they really create incredible moments in the room. And so we're very proud of just being able to give something, hopefully, to the church that the church can experience the presence of God in a powerful way through. So,
Yeah. It looks like the church is very involved in prison ministry up there in the area too. Does that get the
mhm.
music also inside these 30 prisons throughout Ohio, or is it just the preachings?
Oh yeah, man. No, we do. So we go to all the prisons that we're in, and then we also additionally go through the Pando app. So we're actually in more prisons than our church actually has campuses in. So we're actually in, I'm going to get the number wrong, but I believe it's over 100 across the nation. The music is available, and I mean, Tanisha knows, like we get letters all the time just from our guests or our people that are inside prison walls, and just to see the way that the Lord is using the songs in their lives, and the testimonies that are coming from that. It's an incredible thing. So
Have you got to meet any of the former prisoners that have gotten out and maybe started attending the church after they got out?
we have, we
That's
have,
awesome.
we have several stories. Tanisha, I don't know. There's one gentleman in particular that just started coming to our church, and I just met him, but I can't remember his name, but he was there at Easter. I don't know if Tanisha, if you know who I'm talking about, but I met him in the hallway on the way back to the green room, and I'm not gonna say his name because I don't remember it. But essentially, like he came up and he gave me the biggest hug, and he was like, "I've been waiting so long, just to hug somebody from your church because I've been a part of this church, for years now." But he was a part of the church inside the walls of the prison, and for him to get to actually experience Rock City and experience just being alongside his brothers and sisters, because this church has been his brothers and sisters while he's been inside, and to actually get to worship corporately alongside his brothers and sisters that he loves so dearly. There were just tears rolling down his face, and you could tell it was a very special moment for him. And so that's just one story, but I mean, there's many, many more like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I grew up just a couple hours from Columbus, so I've been in Columbus many times in my lifetime. I don't remember a bunch of rocks. So where does Rock City, the name, come from?
Okay, so that's a great question that I actually don't 100% know the answer to, but I've been told by our lead pastor that it actually comes, there was a road sign, I believe, and I'm gonna probably get this wrong and butcher, but I believe there's a road sign on the way to Tennessee, I want to say they were driving to. I'm probably just butchering the story, but long story short, like there was a road sign, and they've been praying fervently just about like the name of the church, and they saw this sign, and they felt that it was the Lord's confirmation. And so that it has nothing to do with the city of Columbus. It's just so yeah, that's, I probably butchered that, but I think that's the
I feel like that was
story.
pretty much correct.
Well,
I don't know
think it was right. Yeah,
Tennessee, they were going somewhere.
It's not that deep.
It's genuinely not that deep.
All right. I was just making sure I wasn't missing.
Impactful story.
Yeah, making sure I wasn't missing a bunch of rocks all these times I've driven into Columbus, Ohio.
No, man.
No.
So are there any
flat plane?
Yeah. Are there any tour plans outside of the Columbus area here in 2024? Or are you just going to stick to the church right now?
So like I said earlier, our heart is first and foremost, our local church. And so because of that, the way that we make decisions and, our priorities align with that. So we don't currently have any, major tour plans. We do have a live music festival in Mineral City, Ohio that we're playing July 18th. That's really going to be, our first concert, if you will, outside the walls of our church. And so we don't really do that a lot. And so, this is kind of our first little step into that, just kind of testing those waters. And so we'll see what God does. I mean, for right now, our heart is in our plan is just to stay put and lead faithfully. We have 4 different locations across the city, and so keeps us busy on a weekly basis. But that's our heart, and that's our plan right now.
Yeah. A 15-track album. That's pretty big for 2024 times now. Is there more tracks you're sitting on that you plan on releasing soon, or are you going to ride this one out for a bit?
We got a lot of stuff we're sitting on. We're in the process right now of wrapping up our summer project. So every summer we release a studio project that's a little bit more sonically just kind of pop. We explore really just the musical tastes of our team. And so over the scope of a summer project, you'll hear everything from just a straight pop, like My Father's Got It is a good example of that, or Best Thing. You might get a little bit of a taste of just kind of neo soul, with What It Sound Like. You might get a little bit of Her with I'm Yours. You get a lot of different flavors and tastes, and they really just come from the preferences and the tastes of our team. We love those projects because they're an incredible expression of the musical diversity on our team. And so, yeah, we're at 9 songs. We're wrapping up right now, and those start to roll out May 31st. So,
wow. The album's out there now. All 15 tracks. Testify is on the streaming platforms, and here in just a few weeks, sounds like you're going to start getting more music throughout the year from Rock City Worship.
That's right.
If you're in Columbus, stop by and see them. They got campuses that are going to be near wherever your hotel is at in Columbus, it sounds like.